I have my camera, my large, huge camera propped up on my dash, and it is being balanced by pads. It's gonna look a little weird if someone comes by. But hello everyone, and happy Friday. As you guys can tell from the title, today is a very... for me, it's exciting. I am going to be reading A Little Life. I think everyone knows this book. This book is very notorious for being considered the most depressing book of all time. So I'm excited. Just FYI, if you are wanting to read this book, I will be bringing up spoilers. I also would like to clarify that I have looked up the trigger warnings for this book, and I pretty much know everything that's actually going to happen in this book. If it does become too mentally difficult for me to get through this book, I'm going to DNF it. I've only ever had to do that for one other book though before, just causing me to be very depressed. Oh, I think it was What It Feels Like to Float. I think because I'm aware of everything that's going to happen in this book, and pretty much based on tons of things that people have said about this book and their feelings regarding this book, I don't think I'm going to have a particularly difficult time because nothing will come as a shock to me. But yeah, this book is very infamous for being considered torture porn, and can I even say that name? Say that word? I think people usually just say corn. But you know what? Porn! Don't care. This is also a very long book. I'm going to be listening to the audiobook because this book is just based on someone's life. I don't think I could be able to get through it just by physically reading it. Let's just get right into it. I am around further than that.
Lived on the ground floor.
Oh, it scared me! My Audible thing is saying that I'm 25% of the way in, but my goodness. Maybe I am just 25% of the way in, but I am an hour and a half into part 2, The Postman. I'm surprised with how much I'm enjoying this. Not that I didn't think I was gonna enjoy this book, but I always just hear such conflicting opinions on this book. Also, because it does just pretty much share the life of one of people. I don't necessarily like those kind of books. I really like this book so far. Right now, I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I will say, like, when first getting into the book, you know, learning about the 4 characters, Willem, Jude, Malcolm, and JB, I did feel like it kind of dragged at certain points. It might have just been because I get JB and Malcolm mixed up slightly. I think also with the way that the author kind of jumps from their perspectives kind of without stating who she's talking about, that kind of confuses me. And I'm enjoying all the characters. I will say Willem and Jude are obviously my favorites. I love Willem and Jude's friendship. Jude is such a cutie, and you definitely just do want to protect him. Whenever I'm thinking something like that, oh, he's such a sweetie, I have to remind myself of what this book actually has inside of it. I don't know if I'm going to cry with this book when it starts getting to those more serious topics. I don't cry easily with books unless it's like Warriors Cats and it's like something that I've been following for years. If I do, I probably am not going to feel myself crying because this just, it makes me a little comfy. I'm excited to read further. I don't know how far I am in this book. I feel like I am making 0 progress. I'm only a little over 25% of the way. And so yeah, I mean, technically with the speed that I'm listening to it, it's gonna take 13 hours. Oh, there's a lady there. Un momento! That woman is probably wondering what in the world I am doing with a giant camera propped up on a bunch of pads. The parts where Jude was kind of talking about like how law school was in him and kind of leading up to him like forming a relationship with Harold, I felt like that kind of dragged. I am still making some progress in this book. It's just a 35 stinking hour long book. I'm enjoying characters. We're definitely now just primarily focused on Jude and his story. We are learning some things that happened in Jude's past. We talked about Jude's time at the monastery, him getting abused in multiple ways by these adults that he should be trusting, and yeah, it's incredibly sad. I'm going to constantly say throughout this video, read the sneaking trigger warnings for this book. Every trigger warning that you can think of is most likely in this book. I would like to see more chapters with Willem kind of being the focus, just because I really like him as well. But I also really love Jude. So happy that he is going to be getting adopted by Harold and his wife. I can't remember her name. I want to say it's Julie, but I don't know. But yeah, I hope nothing bad comes out of that. And I just hope it continues to be, they continue to be a positive light in Jude's life. The author does a fantastic job of just making you instantly love a character. How does she do it? Amazing with how much that you just become so involved in these characters. I don't think I've ever read a book where I almost instantly liked characters. Jude and Willem I instantly liked. JB and Malcolm not so much. JB, I'm also just kind of like, if I don't like you that much kind of situation. I shall update you later, and yeah. See you then. Let's see how this footage turns out. Right now, I don't look white, but we'll just have to see what happens. But anyways, hello. It's been a while for you guys. It's been a bit. I have yet to finish this book still, obviously. Gosh, I don't even know where I'm at in this book because I've pretty much taken a little bit of a break from this book. It was not getting to me necessarily mentally, like it wasn't negatively impacting my mental health or anything, but it is a very depressing book. I just have been needing a little bit of a break. Reading a depressing book doesn't make me depressed, if that makes sense. It just makes me be like, I need a break. I still have 10 hours left. I feel like it is going to be a little bit difficult just to listen to the last 10 hours just because I know what's going to happen because we are nearing the end of the book. I'm just kind of like, I just want it to be over with, kind of. I guess, in a way, I wouldn't say it's boring, but I do feel like it is too long. Where I'm at in the book is, well, I'll just say one word. Caleb. We're in that section of the book. This is how I feel about Caleb, honestly. I hope there is a fan fiction of someone just killing Caleb. I just want this man. He's not even a man. He's a puny human child. Yeah, I hate him. Last little bit of what I have read is basically just been about Caleb and Jude's messed up relationship. Caleb is abusive because he thinks people who give in to their physical or mental struggles are considered weak. He doesn't like it when Jude uses his wheelchair. He doesn't like it when Jude babies any pain that he has in his body. There are people like that, maybe not to Caleb's exact extent. I mean, I feel like there are a few that are like him. I do think some people think that they're weak and that they should be able to push through it. And that's not how chronic pain works at all. I mean, there's not much to say about this portion of the chapter because it is pretty much just Caleb and Jude meeting, getting into this very abusive relationship, and then Caleb pretty much killing Jude. Does one of the characters at least beat Caleb or like just punch him, just give him a little slap around the face? I mean, I don't condone violence, but he's a fictional character, so just have at it. Update you later. Caleb died. Caleb died. Not a very slow and painful death, but he died. I'm happy. Saying that, though, that I'm happy about Caleb dying, I think I'm going to DNF A Little Life. I just don't want to read it anymore. I feel like it's really dragging out and taking forever just to end. I have 10 hours left still. Actually, I have 7 hours left. But I'm just not enjoying it as much as I was in the beginning. I'm gonna give this book a 2 out of 5 stars. I know that's probably, I think earlier I said I was thinking of giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. There's multiple reasons for that. One, because I do think it did drag out. I do not think this book needs to be as long as it is. It just kind of feels a little pointless to me to kind of continue reading it, especially when I do know everything that happens in this book. Maybe if I would have went in not knowing as much, I would have finished it. At the same time, though, I don't think I would because it's just a really long book and I just want to read other books and I want to do other reading vlog content. That being said, I do think the author knows how to write in a very beautiful way. I think it was written really well. I don't think if I went in this book blind, knowing none of the triggers, that it would have affected me mentally, personally, because I just don't find the content that it goes so in depth with to be personally triggering to me. I'm just tired of it and I want something else that I can actually enjoy, because now I'm no longer enjoying it because I know everything that's going to happen. I know that he's going to somehow come in contact with Dr. Taylor. Dr. Taylor's going to run him over with a truck. That's how he gets his major injuries to his legs. Then Willem dies, and then Jude unfortunately commits suicide. It's just too long. I think that's the big thing. It's just too long. Too long. I don't want to listen to 7 more hours of this book. I just want it to be done. Andy was Jude's go-to doctor. Jude wouldn't see anyone else besides Andy. And Andy, as a professional, he really should just get his medical card, whatever you call that, his medical license taken away. Andy did not push for a therapist. Andy did not report any of these self-harm things that happened multiple times throughout this book and was like a daily basis thing for Jude. Andy didn't report it because he didn't want Jude not to come to him when he needed medical attention. Saying that, it also brings me to the point where if someone really is not wanting help, like Jude was not wanting help in any situation, there really is only so much you can do. My thoughts are just all over the place with this book. If you can assess, well, I just need some water. Hold on 1 second. I made my eyes water. I think if you can properly assess your mental health and where you are, and look at the trigger warnings in this book and dive into it a little bit of what it's about, then possibly go read it. But obviously be open to DNFing this book if it becomes too hard on you mentally. If you can do all that, sure, why not? Would I personally recommend it based on how much I enjoyed it? No, because it's too long. Yeah, that is all I have to say about A Little Life, the most saddest, depressing book there is. I don't know if I completely agree with that. If you guys enjoyed this video, I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I will see you next Friday. Bye-bye.